Hey everyone, welcome back to another Xamarin.net community stand-up. Got everyone in the chat. David's in the chat, but he's also right here. How's it going, buddy?
It's going well, man.
Good.
How are you?
I'm doing well. As you can see, it's the skeleton crew, just me and the Ortinau today, and Henry Doppel Henry. This isn't the actual original Henry back here. This is an unnamed mono back here behind me, hiding out. So with the Xamarin shirt on. So he was on my desk, and I was like, you want to be famous today. So he's on the stand-up. Got Luce in the chat room. One time Poker's in the chat room. What's that? Prawn Show in the chat room as well. Welcome everyone. So if you're new to the .NET community stand-ups, it's a series every Tuesday and Thursday every single week where you meet with the teams, the product teams and the engineers building the things that you use to build awesome apps. So the first Thursday of every month is the Xamarin.net community stand-up where we talk about mobile development. On every Tuesday is ASP.NET. You got languages, runtime, you got tooling with Visual Studio, and you have cloud and even desktop every single time. So definitely take a look on Twitch, on YouTube, and we also stream now onto the Facebook, so you can chat with us anywhere. It's really great, so you can see us streaming all over the world. We're working on a new, though, David, a new .NET page on the .NET page, so it'll be one place that you can go to.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I mean, I have seen it. I've seen the previews of it, and so I'm very excited to see that thing come to fruition.
Yep.
I know that a lot of folks have said, where do I go find stuff, right? Where Xamarin.com, we miss it so much. And,
the Xamarin.com is coming back in a big way. Really excited about it. And then also, we're going to have that should be, if all goes to my plan, next week. But if not, the week after. But then we'll have like a live.net, like there's live.asp.net. We're going to build out this brand new page where you can see the archive of all of the .NET community stand-ups and things like that. Okay, so if you don't know who I am, I'm James Montemagno. I'm a program manager over here at the Microsoft, working on our mobile dev tools. And I have my good friend David. David, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, David Ortinau, also a program manager at Microsoft, working on mobile developer tools, specifically Xamarin Mobile SDKs, Xamarin.Forms, a lot of Xamarin.Forms because a lot of you use Xamarin.Forms, and then touch a little bit on the tooling side. And we're missing our good friend Maddie Legere, who works more on the tooling side, and but she's got a good reason for not being here. So yeah,
she'll be back next month for sure, but she'll also be at Build, so we'll talk about Build a little bit here.
Oh, absolutely.
And of course, hello to everyone in the chat. Pius from Kenya in here. Victor from Peru. I love when people say where they're from because I always like to see it's different times. It's early 9 a.m. here in Seattle. Well, I guess you're in St. Louis, so it's got to be, what, 11?
I am. It is 11:05, and it's raining and dark.
Beautiful. Well, it's actually pretty okay here in Seattle. I took my bike in today. I rode home yesterday. I'll ride home today. Still like 60, 65, but it's not ideal, but if the sun comes out, then it's good. So
well, just give me 2 days, I'll be there with you.
Perfect. I'm ready. And we'll be talking about some exciting stuff because yes, in just a few days, Microsoft Build is around the corner. And I figure, we do these .NET community stand-ups. Today we're going to be doing some community links, like always, talking about awesome things that people in the community and around the globe are doing in the world of Xamarin. We'll also do some pull requests. David has all sorts of great community contributions. And then David is going to be talking about live streaming Zappy and what the heck that thing is and how you can contribute yourself. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I've gotten the occasional, who the heck is Zappy? And where did this come from?
Who is Zappy? Why does it have its own Twitter account?
Because I like to talk to myself.
That's right. I do. I've noticed you talking to yourself. Hello to Canada, Costa Rica in the house. I love Costa Rica. Lots of beautiful sloths. Wisconsin in the house. Kentucky. Serbia in the house. Love that. Crows, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stand-up. I love this is how I start all my streams, by the way. Who's in the house today? Where's the world? And then when I don't know a place, I open up maps and then I go to it. And like, where is that at? Crazy. Some people live in amazing, Seattle is beautiful too. All right, let me hop over to my desktop. Bingo bango, everyone should see that. So if you don't know, Build is our big developer conference. It's happening on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week in the beautiful Washington State Convention Center. It is where all the great PAX and Build events are at. You can find me there at every PAX and every Build and almost every Comic-Con. A lot of our big stuff is there. So If you haven't gone, you can just go, just Google Microsoft Build or go to Microsoft.com/build, and they'll be on this landing page. But all the sessions are live. You tap on the sessions page, and that'll bring you to the My Build thing. Now, what's cool about this is that you're gonna be able to live stream all sorts of stuff this year. So much stuff. So even if you're not gonna be there, you're going to be able to stream, I think, just about everything, David.
I think everything. Yeah, I heard everything yesterday or the day before.
There is main breakout sessions, but there's also theaters. So there's theaters that will be like proper 20 to 30-minute theater quick sessions. And previously, before, those were tucked away. And now there's actually a main stage. It's very nice. Those will be live streamed. There's going to be another theater stage for interviews. So I'm going to be interviewing Miguel. They're like 15-minute interviews. And then there's the breakout sessions, of course, and the keynotes. So if you go to this and you just type in Xamarin, you're going to find most of the sessions that have either us or Evolve Xamarin. So we have like 14 sessions, if not more, because some of these are not even public yet because there's announcements and things. I don't want to talk about stuff. The main breakout session will be me and Miguel on Tuesday, right here. The next transformation in mobile development with Xamarin. These ones have your name attached to them, David, but I know you're not on those. The Signalar with Xamarin.
No, I'm not doing those. It's just to make me look big.
Yes, I added your name to everything. I just add David to everything. So this is going to be probably one of my favorite sessions on Wednesday that I do. It's a theater session. It's called, I wanted to call it Better Together, Best Friends, BFFs, ASP.NET Core plus Xamarin. It's not just about building web APIs. I'm going to go into some crazy, ridiculous DI and HTTP client and Poly, all sorts of craziness. And then what else do we have? I think there is, Michaela has a session on, and Maria on using Mac, Visual Studio for Mac. We also have, I think, just creating mobile apps with Xamarin.Forms. There's stuff about the XAML toolkit. There's some that haven't even been added on here. So there's, I think you have a session. What's your theater session?
So yeah, I have a session where we're going to talk about Xamarin.Forms 4.0, visual material design, shell, all that sort of thing. It'll be a very fast session. The theater sessions are about 20 minutes long. Yep. So fast and furious for sure. And then Maddie is giving a session on the Xamarin tooling. So everything that we have going on in that space.
Yes. So 4 theater sessions, 1 main breakout session, plus a whole bunch of stuff in and around Xamarin to be there. And we have a booth, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have a booth. So come, if you're there, hang out. We're going to have a blog post tomorrow. So on blog.xamarin.com, which is now on the new dev blogs, but blog.xamarin.com is a shorter URL. So maybe we have an aka.ms/Xamarin blog, something like that. So we're going to be doing a few things. So this is a exclusive. You heard it here first, David. So every morning at the Xamarin booth, we'll be giving away 50 monkeys.
Yes.
Not these specific monkeys, but they're Xamarin monkeys. So first,
are they new monkeys though? Is it a different design?
No, legacy monkeys, legacy monos, not upgraded,
so classic.
Yet. Yeah.
Monkey classics. Okay.
Yeah, the 2.0 version. 2.0. We're not on 3.0 yet. It's not, that's fall release 3.0. So
this is important because people collect them, right? And then true. They, like I've got, I don't know if you can see them in the back corner here. Probably
I see them.
Very far back there. So yeah, you collect them. I've got the one that you can shoot with the cape.
So grab.
Which I don't think was technically a Xamarin monkey, but
grab the second one down.
Yeah.
So not next to the white shirt, but the one with the black shirt. Yeah, that one. All right, so here's the monkey situation. Okay, so the monkey situation is this. So it's the one with the black shirt. That's what we're giving away. Now, that being said, we have a bunch of these monkeys, and we're going to have some exclusive new t-shirt designs for user groups this summer that we're working on. So we're working on that. And then I am working on a brand new monkey design with some weighted beads in their legs and their behinds. So because they need to sit properly, they have the weighted bottoms,
and so that you can throw them more easily.
Yeah, wee. So anyways, working on lots of monkey design. We're also gonna have tons of stickers at the booth, tons of Xamarin stickers, Xamagons, Xamarin stickers, the transparent stickers, which you see on my laptop here, which are very cool. Also, Xamarin Pens, we'll have Xamarin Pens, so come hang out. But every morning, 50 monkeys will be given away. And additionally, if you don't get there super early, that's okay. You will be able to come to Miguel and mine's session, which is right here, this one with me and Miguel. First 250 people in the door get a monkey. So 400 monos giving away. They'll be there. A good question in the chat. Morton, our good friend Morton. Ding that Morton bell. Bing! ArcGIS bell. Loves maps. So yeah, mono, the monkeys come from a few things, right? The mono runtime, Latin for one, Spanish for monkey. We all know this.
Yep.
Ximian was a company that Nat and Miguel de Acaza founded before Xamarin. Tamarin, the golden tamarin, is the official mascot, the official monkey of Xamarin. That's what we all used to get, big tamarin, golden tamarin monkeys when we joined. First 100 people, I think. I have one at home. His name's Horatio. There's so many monkeys, I forget all of them. So now you take Ximian and Tamarin, and you get Xamarin, right? So Xamarin, there's some mono lineage, and then monkeys were official mascot. That's the history. There we go. If you're at Evolve, there was the Evolve Quest app, which I made, which is the Bluetooth beacon scavenger hunt, and we had trivia questions in there. Is there anything else going on at Build? Anything else we should talk about?
Well, there's a lot of things going on at the top of my head. I'm not sure what we can share, what's supposed to be a surprise. So I feel like I mean, there's great things happening. I know that they're designing really interesting interactive spaces for us to for their attendees to go around and experience different things.
Anyways, just be there. If you're not there, just hang out with us. I'll also be doing a blog post on my personal blog of hanging out with James. I'm going to be doing a Zama cycle, so you can hang and ride bikes with me. If you don't have a bike or want to rent a bike, I'm also going to do a spin class. So you can come and do that, but I'm also going to be doing coffee breaks throughout Build. So when I'm not at the booth, you can come drink coffee with me and a bunch of other Xamarin. So check out that. And then on the blog, we'll do a full one tomorrow about all the Xamarin sessions, because the session builder still needs to be updated. All right, let's go into community links. First one, not community, but me, and it involves the community. David, we relaunched the Xamarin Developers YouTube channel. It's official. It happened.
It's beautiful too. I'm very excited to see this happen. And I was really surprised with the video you put together. It's blew me away. It got me a little excited.
Yes, we worked with the community out there and all the wonderful Xamarins around the globe to make this awesome video. Can't hear it because my computer is muted.
That's right. I'm just naming everybody. It's fun to see all these people that I know. Derek. Yep. Woohoo.
A lot of people that we feature here on the .NET community stand-up as well. So so a lot of awesome things, everyone talking about how they love and our Xamarin developers. And what we did is we were releasing all of our videos. This is me. And look at those Xamagons floating in the background. So what we did is we decided that there's tons of Xamarin content every single week, and we're flooding the Channel 9 Microsoft developer page. And we wanted to do more. We wanted to do live streams. We wanted to do workshops. We wanted to do all sorts of things. So what we did is we rebooted the channel, and it's going to be me doing the Xamarin Show and Xamarin Essentials API of the week, but we're going to continue the Xamarin.Forms 101. So you and Maddie are going to be doing stuff. You're going to be recording tons next week. And then boom, there's Matthew Sokop right there, a longtime Xamarin and Microsoft MVP, now is one of our CDAs. He's going to do a cloud mobile show, which is super cool. It's called Partly Cloudy. And that's going to be kicking off this summer, where he talks about using Azure, but also sometimes not using Azure. And then our gun Fred Cecil here, who does on.net, which is another show on Channel 9. So we're going to do crossover shows between those properties and the Xamarin Show. So super cool. And then eventually we get to my Xamarins around the globe. Where's the David at in this video? Just playing a YouTube video. No, there it is. Oh, there's you. There's multiple you, and you're in the same area. Boom. It's basically.
I don't think I'm allowed to do video in other room of the house.
No.
So.
And there's Maddie. There's Maddie talking about doing some tooling, and then also we got Pierce over here. Where's
Pierce in front of the fireplace?
I think
on the bear rug.
I thought that the room that Maddie was in was quite excellent, like really good, just pure white. And then all of a sudden right in front of the Park City, Utah fireplace. So I love that. Just holding the mic up, just being real.
He probably just got off the ski slopes right there too.
So you can head over to the Xamarin Developers YouTube. We're about to hit 40K on the subscriber count right there.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and it's been really good. So definitely check that out. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is some great community blog posts. So, Charlene, you saw on there. I love when people talk about the different presentations they're giving and then share that content. So she did a presentation with Rendy, who we'll talk about too here. They do all sorts of Xamarin stuff in the community. They talked about using different UI toolkits and different MVVM frameworks like Prism. So here you can actually go through her entire slide deck with Rendy and talk about how the differences between like what Prism is, like why they want to use Prism and what it kind of gives you. So you can actually take this, there's the source code, you can look at the event, and then you can go and present this, right? You just go and present this yourself, which is really cool. You can remix it, take some demos, things like that. So if you're looking for some different cool properties like that, give it a go.
I would love to see them present together. That would be super fun because they're newlyweds, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had a Xamarin themed wedding cake.
Yeah.
And I do wonder, do they have marital disputes during the presentation, the disagreements?
Like they're like, no, vanilla Xamarin.Forms, like no, MVVM Lite, no, Prism, no,
Yeah. Like dependency injection. No, don't do that.
I mean, it's a common thing that is literally at my household at least. So it's a struggle because my partner, she's an ASP.NET developer, and then I'm a Xamarin developer. And like, there's some similarities, but also some differences there. So
yeah, absolutely.
So we also got some awesome, cool stuff here. This is from our good friend Nick. So Nick was struggling a little bit. I've had a lot of people ask me about self-signed certificates and certificate pinning, which is very complicated, SSL certs, things like that. So he was working on some UWP Xamarin.Forms apps and wrote this blog post up about how you can do it without code, with code. Basically, if you're doing it, why you would get this error, basically, if you're calling an IP address and it's not SSL cert, if you don't have your own, you need your own cert, you need to include that. And he talks about like, hey, in UWP, you can just add the certificate. And then what you can do for mobile apps for iOS and Android is set up the service point manager certificate validation check, and you can check your certificate here, which is nice. So good blog post. We also have some docs on it too. So definitely take a look at that. It's complicated. But talking about REST, because who doesn't love REST services? Our good friend Dahmer also wrote this good blog post up about using REST APIs with Poly. Have you used Poly ever in your app?
You know what? I looked at it several times. I have not used it.
So Poly is pretty cool. It gives you a bunch of ways of configuring like retries and different timeout exceptions. So for instance, you can say, hey, if you're using Poly, it adds on to HTTP client. And I'm going to have a blog post about how to use HTTP client handler or HTTP client factory with Poly in a Xamarin app. And it's cool though, because what's nice is you just make a normal like web request, and then you can say like retry X amount of time. So you can say add wait. Let me zoom in here. Add wait and retry. So you can say retry. You could say first do it retry after 3 seconds, and then also retry after 4 seconds, also retry after 10 seconds, then give up. I give up, right? And then it's very similar. So you can set up your own handler. You can speed so it's the same on every single one. It's very nice. And you can also set up policies. So if you're looking for like automatic retry, the world of .NET, we have all this stuff. So it's very good. And it's nice when people like even reblog the items. Just sometimes like, some people use it a little bit different. You have some helpers out there.
Yeah, I tend to use a library called Flurl, FLURL. Are you familiar with that one?
I've heard of it. I haven't used it though. No.
Yeah, it's got it's kind of that fluent syntax, which is very easy and convenient. It has some similar methods to what you just showed, but
nice. Yeah, all those little helpers. It's things like HTTP client out of the box does stuff, but then all this other stuff does really cool stuff on top of it. Our good friend Michael Ridlin over there, he did a pretty cool blog post about using event-driven serverless with Azure and mobile applications. So if you're newer to Azure Functions, he'll tell you how to do some gets and posts and query and like what is an Azure function, what are the triggers, what are the bindings. Let me go ahead and bump up these fonts here really quick here. How to use it with
and Azure
Cosmos
Functions
DB.
is the way to go, man. Last time I did anything on Azure, it was all functions, and it was so easy.
Yeah, and I was even thinking like, how do you do a little cache? Right now, like maybe you're making a web request. Functions. You don't really have a way of caching the data, but you could, put stuff in blob storage temporarily or do something, sort of little ways of reading in some cache into it. So if you're already making a web request, you can supplement that with it. But it is a really good blog post kind of outlining it. Like you can do SignalR with it, some of the different things that you can do. So he even talks about setting up a SignalR client with it. And I have a session on SignalR. Now, I'm not going to be talking about using the Azure SignalR service with functions, but our good friend Anthony Chu is going to be doing a session later on Wednesday at Build, and he's going to be showing off Captioner, which is a live captioning service. And I ported that app for him over to Xamarin, which is super simple with SignalR. So there's that. Now, if you haven't heard, David, I've gone all in on fonts and icons.
Good.
And I wrote an icon about using material icons with Xamarin.Forms apps in general. So kind of how you would set it up, how you import your font. Here, I think hopefully you have a PR from Clancy to fix some of this code.
I do.
But I talk about Andre did this awesome GitHub page where you can basically browse for a file, and then what it does is it outputs and lets you pick the glyphs that you want and then writes the code for you. Super cool. And then I show you how to import it into your code. Here in my Hanselman app, I replaced these icons, which used to be PNGs with just little glyphs basically from a font, which is super cool. So then here I even make this little play button so you can kind of supplement what you're doing, which is really nice. And then our good friend Alan Ritchie also is really exciting news. He's doing a bunch of stuff on his own now, and he released a brand new cross-platform library. I think of it as kind of Essentials plus because Essentials does a lot of the Essential APIs, and there's a lot of things outside of it that we want to get to. But he wrote this blog post about Shiny, which is his new framework. It kind of goes all in on reactive extensions and DI and things, which is totally great. And what his does is he has some of the things that are similar to Essentials, right? But a lot of things that are not. So for instance, he does a bunch of things like, environment and settings and things like that. But then he does some really complex things like geofencing, background GPS, Bluetooth, beacons, speech recognitions, HTTP uploads and downloads, and notifications, which is nice. And it's all interface first, so it'll plug into your app if you're using like Prism or reactive stuff. So it's nice. He gives a little breakdown of how you would use it. And here he uses the builder model, which I'm slowly becoming a fan of here, to basically say, I want to use these things. So use Bluetooth, use GPS, and you can pass it in some information. So it's kind of nice. Has a lot of different stuff in there. And he has it kind of is a lot bigger, right, than Essentials, because it does all sorts of stuff in the background. So it has all sorts of background helpers, a little bit. It's more of a larger framework of doing things, but pretty nice if you're looking to add that functionality, a nice complement to Essentials. Which is cool. I need to get into it because there's some of the stuff I want like jobs, so give that a look. I want to talk about some upcoming stuff. So Carrie, who was in that video, they're doing a Xamarin Expert Day. That's going to be June 14th over in Germany, right? In Munich. Yep.
Yeah, I believe it's in Munich.
In the Munich. So a lot of awesome speakers. Luce will be there, and I saw Luce was in the chat. Martin will be there. Mike James will be there. Jim will be there. All sorts of great individuals from the community will be there. So you can hang out. expertday.forxamarin.com will be there. Now I want to talk about some other community stuff before we get to the pull requests. We did last month. We talked about the visual challenge, right, which is awesome. And then we kicked off a new challenge where you can win sticker packs and win. If you do anything, you get stuff. It's not a contest. It's a challenge. Everybody gets stuff. Last week, I put 2 weeks ago, I put all the monkeys in the mail, all the stickers in the mail. It was nice to expense a whole bunch of really expensive postage because a lot of people are international, and everyone international is getting a monkey. So Collection View Challenge, you get a sticker pack. I'm out of monkeys currently, but I'm replenishing them for our next challenge. And this one's cool. So you do get a bunch of cool Xamarin stickers. I'm going to make them really nice sticker packs. And the idea is like, hey, check out the new collection view that we have. So you can convert your list view, build something new. And of course, Ryan Davis, classic Ryan Davis fashion, put together a great Xamarin.Forms submission challenge of not only his visual challenge, but also collection view. So this was his really cool like airline trip to Melbourne visual challenge update, which I thought was beautiful. And then he also did this collection view challenge where he did these like feed preferences where you're picking your feed for like a news feed, which I thought was really beautiful. But he also did this thing where he added animations to it. David, why is this not in the framework?
It's coming, man. It's coming.
Are we doing it?
Well, so I mean, giving the pre-built transitions like this is not something that we were going to spec and do.
But we should
do. Adding a transitions API for screen to screen, as well as just like Ryan even asks for the event points to be able to more easily intercept when something is about to come on screen and when something has left screen, which I think he was able to work around, but would be nice if we just supplied that. So do it. I mean, once we have those things, if people want to, send us pull requests, I think we should entertain that for sure.
Yeah, you should do it. It's been fun. The collection views challenge has been fun. Last week I did, if we look at the repository here, I didn't do a pull request because I was working on Xamarin.Forms. So I did a before and after of the blog feed. So there's like before, which is like old school, and then my after. So I actually use Xamarin Essentials. And then what I do is I could have used some of the Visual State Manager for it, but what I did is I decided that if you're on phone or tablet, it actually gives you a whole bunch of different rows and columns. But what I did is I used the card view, and this is a collection view, and then when you rotate your device, you get multiple cards. So I thought that's nice. Use the real estate,
Yeah, I love that. I saw that you did that.
I thought it was like a little bit more. But then we got some great pull requests. This is a good one. From Leuven, who came in, who was reproducing Spotify. So here, if I zoom out for everyone here, it's a big image. Spotify looks like Spotify. And then this is the iOS Xamarin.Forms version of it.
Love it.
It's cool. And then this is what it looks like on Android. I'm going to zoom in here.
Yeah, and to kind of accentuate the challenge is we're challenging collection view.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly if you as the one that wants to participate, you're looking for a challenge of your own skills. That's totally fine. But really, this is about the collection view. Is it ready? Does it have the features it needs to achieve the results that you need? And so while a lot of these are beautiful and they are, imitating commercial apps and things like that, and you may think to yourself, I'm never going to build an app like that, or maybe that's not your skill set. You're like, I'm not that much of a front end person. It's not going to look like that. Why would I participate?
Yeah,
we do want you to participate. Absolutely. Show us what you're building, and don't worry about that. Everybody gets stickers. Everybody gets monkeys. And the important thing for us from a product standpoint is that your feedback is absolutely important to us, because the collection view and all these other features need to meet your needs. So please don't let anything like, those things I mentioned deter you from participating. Please jump in, send us whatever you got.
We've seen it as simple as just, hey, I have a list view and now it's a collection view and I'm seeing great performance boosts, right? And I'm missing these features. Is this what I need? So in the chat room, Pranshu asks, I don't, everyone's name is just usernames. Asks, is there a spec for screen-to-screen transitions?
There is, and I will
find it.
There is, or there was. I'll look it up for you, Prince.
Is the collection views challenge still open? No, it's finished now, I guess, huh?
Finished. It closed. 2 days ago. Yeah, end of the month. So we'll be spinning up another challenge here.
If you sneak it in today, I'll send you stickers.
Oh yeah, I mean, feel free to
just keep doing it.
There you go.
Yeah, just do it, Mizu. Just do it. So one thing I wanted to say, what was cool about this challenge is I wanted to sneak it in. I wanted to get feedback from people and look at what their issues were and then apply it, right? So the one thing that I heard time and time again is that there was no pull to refresh. I have a pull to refresh control. So if you see here, I just added my pull to refresh control and it works just as you would imagine.
Yeah.
Because I made sure that it worked with Recycler View and Collection View 2 years ago. So if you're looking for pull to refresh, it's there. And then we had a good discussion while I was streaming. It's like, do you even want pull to refresh? Because what if it's horizontal scrolling? I don't know. I'll go through some other ones. This is a cool one. Who did this one? I forget everyone's names because it's all just usernames. But he recreated the entire Netflix UI, which I thought was awesome. That's pretty spectacular.
It's a beautiful one.
And this is a cool one. This one just came in, I think, right before from Devoir, who did a Domino's kind of delivery application over here. This is the original one. Like, I like the original ones. This is the Xamarin Forms version with the collection view. Get those pizzas.
It's pretty clear that now that collection view makes it drop dead easy to do a horizontal scrolling list.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, all right, we're going horizontal.
Yeah, go for it. It's great for phones, right?
And clearly lots of apps are using it,
Yeah.
as we can see. So
yeah,
that's great.
So Kale in the chat asks, is collection view going to support observable collection? Is it gonna? Because that was my #1 issue. It worked fine on Android, but not on iOS.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
All right, good. We're fixing that. So.
Yep.
There you go. That was and it should have support my collection, my observable range collection then. So should be good.
Let's make sure it does.
Yeah. There's already an open issue for it. So yeah, I think it was just something that didn't do it originally. So that should be it. But yes. All right, that's it from me. David, you want to go and break down the PRs that you had?
Yeah, sure. I just dropped the transition spec that Javier put together for us in the chat on Twitch.
But of
so
course
if you're on YouTube, I'm sorry.
So I'll try to see if I can get that in there and find it.
All right, let me go back to Teams and share my screen.
All right, wait for you to get it up. Share.
I have multiple screens, so now it's like very
no.
confusing. Here we go. We're good.
All right, I'll try to get the link over to you. There you go. Go for it.
Okay, so I am going to start off with a couple of things from the Xamarin.Forms team, I think, here. And, well, I mean, I know Sam's on the Xamarin.Forms team. But things that I wanted to call to everybody's attention, because I have your attention right now. The fast renderers for Android will be default in Xamarin.Forms 4.0. So this will be in the next pre-release that we ship. And what this means is they're no longer an experimental and they've been unsealed. So if you want to still use the legacy renderers, we are introducing a new flag that gives you basically the reverse. So you would just go in and do a set flags, use legacy renderers instead of what you've been doing today, which is set flags, fast renderers _ experimental. So people have been using them for, I think, well over a year now. We feel like the API is not going to change at this point. And we've also validated that API in our shell work because all of the shell renderers follow that same pattern. So yeah, that's really good news. Good news for performance. You get it by default now, and you don't have to do additional work.
Nice.
And so maybe one of the things to be aware there is that if you are utilizing any third-party controls that depend upon legacy renderers, be aware that you may need to opt back into legacy if you run into issues there. And you were mentioning the font image source, James,
yep.
Which I'm very excited about. But one of the things that happened was when I first started using it, I ran into situations where I couldn't because there were like 2 or 3 different image source types that you would have to navigate through in order to do it, depending on where you were. If you were in the toolbar, the tab bar, just regular images, things like that. So Matthew did a wonderful job of unifying the image handling, and we decided 4.0 was the right time to get that thing merged in. So it's a little bit late in the 4.0 pre-release, but it seemed important because it does change some behavior, and it breaks a few things. But this seemed like the right time to do it. So very exciting. Feel free to check that out. So like all these different image sources, right? So they used to all be different. Now they're the same. It's a beautiful thing. Let's see. Oh, well, Dot Morton's here. So when we released Shell and have been talking about it, and when Visual Studio 2019 came out, it became a big topic of conversation. What's happening with UWP, and are we going to get it? Are we not going to get these new features that we're all eager to have? So we called a meeting. Dot Morton was there, Nick was there, others were there that said that they were interested in seeing this thing happen for UWP. And Morton went off, man, and he has just been knocking this thing out.
Nice.
He apparently doesn't want help because he just keeps doing it himself. He's doing it for the glory.
Nice.
Doing it all for the glory. But if you go check out his Twitter, I don't think, did you include any? Oh yeah, you do have some before and after screenshots. Okay. Nice. So he took my gastropod sample down here, and you can see him. He's got the search stuff working. He's got the flyout working. He's got the tabs bottom and top working. So like, what's left? Ship this thing, right? What's left? So we do want to do a review of this. And I think, Morton, you even said that you would be open to doing click the merge button.
Do it live. Do it live.
I keep telling the team, merge it now, sort them out later, sort the bugs later.
Mark it as a preview.
Which is not really my mentality, but I think it's funny to say. Yeah, or we'll bring it out as in a preview state.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe we'll do a PR review live on Twitch. The Xamarin.Forms team has a Twitch account now and has been doing some pull request reviews. I think they worked on your checkbox review. And did that get merged yet?
I don't know.
I don't think it did. I think it was very close, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll do that with this one as well.
Yeah, that one was fun because in general, I had to. I was on the chat. We were in the Twitch chat with them, and I was kind of, debating names, and they were debating names, and I was like, "Here's my justification." So it's kind of one thing that might be nice to do, and we think about like working on PRs, or if they're community PRs, like we just have them on, and then we can talk through the different items, right? Kind of like as a commentator, but it's a cool idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What's this?
Yeah, so this is a pull request to the Mac iOS channel. And so the ability for your Mac iOS Xamarin.Mac apps to be able to archive. And this was not something that was working before. And let's see, do we have a name? William from Michigan submitted this and would love to work for us someday. So William, head on over to careers.microsoft.com and find the role that you want.
Yeah, we're always hiring.
We do have lots of openings, actually.
This is cool because I just shipped a Xamarin.Forms Xamarin Mac app to the App Store. So
yeah, absolutely. So if you need to archive it, this is merged.
Nice.
I do have a lot of pull requests here, but I'm only going to go through a couple more, I think. And if did you share out the link to everybody? If everybody can just hit the link, there's so many things that have happened over the past 30 days that it's just impossible to get through everything.
I didn't put all the PRs in there, but I'll do it after, and then I'll update the same link that I put into the show notes.
Rad. Okay. So this is from James Clancy. If you're not familiar, James is a program manager for us as well, has been with Xamarin for a very long time. And he was like, what can we do to make fonts better? Or maybe he even asked just what in general can we do? And I'm like, dude, unified fonts would be amazing. Yeah. So in my true fashion, I'm going to claim responsibility for giving him the brilliant idea. Which I may or may not have. I don't even remember. But he went off and did the hard work to make it happen. So there's two pull requests. There's this one for custom embedded fonts. And then there's this one, which is even cooler in some ways, because it's not only unifying some naming of fonts for iOS, but now it auto scales your type based on the accessibility options of the user. Because we've been talking to you customers, and we have heard that when you go and ask your customers, your end users, what are you setting your fonts to? Do you touch those accessibility settings and bump that font up? And turns out that a much larger percentage than we realized are doing that. And so this makes a lot of sense. So that this will just work for you as long as you're using these names.
Okay. Well, what about if I just set it to like 16? No.
So I think if you give it a specific size, it's still going to. Yeah. I think you have to use the name stuff in order to get this. And I think that's true of the native platforms themselves.
Oh, I see. Got it. Yeah, on Android, the thing on Android is that you can set anything, I'm pretty sure, and then we set it to SP, which is scaled pixels. Yeah. So in Android, you can set it to like a density pixel, which is not what you would use for fonts, but you use scale pixels, which is a density pixel times the user's settings for scaling. But I'm pretty sure that we just set that under the hood, so it's probably all of them. But probably best practice here is to use these when you do want things to scale. Sometimes you don't want things to scale. So, like for instance, maybe you don't want a font to scale. So,
yeah, absolutely. And so that's why this is an iOS thing. I think you already get this for free on Android.
That's cool.
Let's see what else.
That's
a duplicate. It was just so exciting. I had to have it twice. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, I wanted to kind of call attention to some of the other platforms, because from time to time, we will be asked, where is WPF at? And where is macOS at? And where's Linux at? And things like this. Are you giving any attention or help to UWP? And so now's a good opportunity to show how we are working with and hopefully accommodating the community. So Johannes here submitted a pull request for WPF to fix an issue with force using visual tree helper. And I'm not a WPF person, so I couldn't tell you how cool and important this is. But yeah, we are absolutely here to help you. If you're using the WPF backend and you need something, reach out to us.
Nice.
Similarly for macOS, and I see that Andre, who is the infamous Hot Reload, and he's got several other. He's got the card view. He's got quite a few NuGet packages out there. Yeah, I believe. And so he tends to put in a lot of macOS pull requests. So he must have a macOS project. But we've got that one here fixed in NRE. Nobody likes an NRE.
Morton in the chat does a WPF question mark. I'll tell you, I just shipped a WPF .NET Core 3 app to the Windows Store using MSIX. It was a beautiful, wonderful thing. It blew my mind.
Yeah, you start doing things like XAML islands and UWP inside WPF, and then you stick your Xamarin.Forms in your UWP and then your XAML islands. It's like Inception.
Just shove it all in there. I love it.
Which don't ever do what I just said, please.
Why not? I said go for it. Live your life. It's okay to be yourself, David. It's okay to be yourself.
It is okay, but to go from forms into UWP, then into WPF, just skip the middle part. We can go straight to WPF.
Oh, that's true.
You got native forms. You don't need the middle piece. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, so fix the NRE.
Nice.
And then here's, so this was one, and I believe, unless I am mistaken, we've got a couple of these. We have these housekeeping issues. So like if I look down here, housekeeping. And so these are, and you look at our typical issue numbers, right? 1285. That's not like an awesome number.
But it's like everything, right? That's bugs, that's feature requests, that's questions, that's housekeeping. It's not real. It's not. They're generic issues, right? So
right, we are very liberal with opening issues.
Yeah.
For things that might be problems, but also for tasks and for specs and for all those sorts of things. So just something to be aware of. Which isn't to say that we wouldn't love to see our bug numbers go down, but so Xamarin.Forms team, Shane and Paul put together a show on their Twitch channel for the Xamarin.Forms team, and went through the pull request, but also went through, here's how you get set up to submit your first pull request. Here's how you work in the Xamarin.Forms code. And so we have that video. We will be archiving it to YouTube for people to watch later, because I think it's a really, really good resource. Cool. As a result of this, we've seen a lot of people, such as this PR, people pulling up those housekeeping issues and submitting them. Nice. So this is awesome. This saves us the time. And this is Puppet Space, which I think is a pretty cool handle. Now that I've been doing more Twitch streaming, I'm getting used to these nicknames, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. I forgot how fun that could be.
User handles, you got to have them.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a couple of those. One from Pictos. This is Pedro Jesus, which I've spoken to him before. Great guy. And then the Tizen team came through, and they have a shell renderer. So that got merged before Morton's. So Morton, you're lagging, man. The Samsung team is beating you to the punch.
That's cool.
Let's see. Got a tease. Yeah. So macOS. So I've got quite a few more here, but check the link. It's more of the same. So many great contributions. Thank you, everybody, for doing that. But unless you have something you want to interject first, I was going to jump over to what we've been doing on Twitch and with Zappy.
I think the only thing I want to make sure people are aware of is I wanted to pull up really quick my desktop. I'm on Planet Xamarin, so a lot of people ask, like, hey, where do you find all these great blog posts for the community stand-ups? Obviously, the pull requests we find right on the GitHub projects, right? And you can find all the GitHubs. If you go to .NET over here and you click on community, you're going to find like all of the GitHub repos, all the Twitter accounts, all the stand-ups, all the things here for all of the Xamarin stuff, which is really great. But if you go to planetxamarin.com, this is a community project where we have all of our different podcasts and different frameworks. I'm going to be updating this quite a bit to have streamers and stuff like that. But you can go to this preview button and, I guess authors, you can see people blogging about Xamarin around the globe. You can add yourself. You just add a pull request. Then you can go to a preview, and there's an RSS feed that you can go, and this auto gets tweeted out and things like that. So you can see it's in all different languages. So some people just add if they have an English feed, or if they add both, and we're going to work on a way to filter it. But you can just kind of go through, and you can kind of take a look and do a pull request to it, which is cool. So planetxamarin.com to give that a look. Are you ready on your machine? Because I wanted to talk about this thing. Where's it at? Zappy. What the heck is a Zappy? And what does it have to do with Xamarin.Forms 4.0? And what is this shenanigans?
So here's the genesis of the idea, was that we wanted to have a nice, beautiful, good-looking showcase app that was also a reference app. So we do beautiful things like Smart Hotel 360, Tailwind Traders. I know that you have several people, and people will come to me often and say, hey, I got into Xamarin and I chose to use it because I saw the Xamarin Evolve app that James did. And that demonstrated to me that it could do everything our business needed it to do. And I'm like, absolutely. Where is today's version of that, right? And over the course of the 3.0 series of Xamarin.Forms, I've been doing this Little Things Playground. And it was really an interesting, I mean, and it's very, very rudimentary, very ugly. I did no design to it whatsoever. But I was able to go release by release and demonstrate features. And it seemed like a good, useful resource to folks. And I was like, where could we go next with this? If we added some beautiful design to this, what more could we do? So I asked the community. You all responded with, hey, I'd love to see this, that, and the other. And so Zappy was kind of born out of that. So let's walk through a little bit of what Zappy is. It's also, in addition to being an app that we will intend to ship, I do intend to ship to the app stores for people to find Xamarin and learn about Xamarin. It's something for you. It's all open source. It's all being developed in the open, except for when I'm on my couch late at night writing code, or when you are. We want your participation. We want everybody to contribute to it, whether it's just your ideas or if you want to take an issue. So we do have issues here. And so you see that some people have picked up on them. I was just talking to Javier. He would like to do the latest news blog list. And I think we have some other people that are interested in helping with that as well. It can be a team effort. And I think the cool thing is we can all be learning from each other. We can have fun too. Yeah. And it is Xamarin.Forms 4.0. So we are using the latest features, the bleeding edge, to both test them to see if they're ready for stable release, but also to learn about them and for you to say, okay, how does this work? How do I do a refresh control with the collection view? Can collection view do the kind of UI that I need it to do, that kind of stuff? So it's shell, it's collection view, it's visual and material design. We're also doing theming in it. If you want to kind of get a deep overview, or at least a quick overview, there is a Figma prototype here that you can go check out. And I also have Figma open here.
Everybody loves Figma. I don't know. Oh, there it is. I see it.
Yeah, so there are, you can't access this, but this is what the prototype is based off of. And I should call attention to this right here. So for the onboarding experience, we would love to have some videos similar to what, James, you did with the YouTube, but would love to have some, like a 30-second video of why you love Xamarin, why do you use Xamarin, what has Xamarin meant to you, what excites you about the future of using Xamarin, anything like that, XamarinVisualStudio.net, all that sort of thing. If you have a story that you would love to share with us and you would want to contribute that, shoot me an email, david.ortinau@microsoft.com. We're looking for content here, real authentic stories. You can record it on your phone, or if you have better gear, feel free to record it with better gear. It doesn't have to be anything professional. Cool. But your stories are important to us, and I think people love to hear what other people are doing with it. So yeah, so here's the design. And so I actually have my simulator. I can kind of pop over here real quick because I want to show you what I have been doing with a couple of you. Let me get rid of this because that's too many weird things on the screen at one time.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. So you live stream on the Twitch. And if you're in Twitch, you can jam on his name, David Ortinau, and then you can subscribe. And then, yeah, right there. So
yeah, right here. And we can watch an advertisement.
You gotta hook up your Amazon Prime to get Twitch Prime, and then you don't get the
here's
ads.
the thing. My kid took the Amazon Prime. My kid did. He plays games, and he's been on Twitch for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I missed out on that. Let's kill the app real quick because I'm sure that I will do something wrong. And let's relaunch. So right now, the app, like I said, we're developing it in the open. So,
beautiful splash screen. I like that.
So yeah. So we need a splash screen. So one of the fun things is that you'll be able to customize whether you want bottom tabs or you want to fly out and what theme you want to use. So we do have gradients. There will be a visual settings screen that you can get to. UI controls. So we have a whole editor here, which I've been working on. I call it Lil Proppy.
Lil Proppy.
Kind of like
Lil Boat.
Parks and Rec, Lil Sebastian.
Lil Sebastian.
So yeah, you can come in here, change border colors. Let's see, where's the background?
So it's kind of like you can kind of see it in real time, actually adjust the properties basically.
Exactly. So I have to work on my spacing down here. So this is, like I said, it's all in the open. So let's do this all together.
Adjust
so
the
I need some padding.
Yeah.
So it's like, what should this UI look like?
You need some padding in between those numbers. That's what you need.
Is that
it's like a one margin.
That's funny. Yeah, somebody said that. I think even on the margin that was brought up, and then I just put these switches in here. Oh. So that's fun, right? So this is a collection view down here. And so, I'm showing how to do collection view stuff and how to handle commanding and eventing and all that sort of thing. So, I'm learning it a little bit as I go as well because this stuff's all brand new. But the really cool thing we did on Twitch, and so this is another call out to you, the community, is to join me on the Twitch channel. And let's spend an hour, 2 hours together, whatever you feel comfortable with. You don't have to it's just fun to do it together, right? So Stephen Thwiston and I got together, 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
On a Tuesday, and we spent 2 hours, his evening over in the Netherlands, my middle of the afternoon, and built this screen. So I had built just a simple maps page, and then he came in and designed it up with a pan gesture and all this wonderful goodness down here. So really, really cool.
Yeah, and I guess you just move. What is that? Is that just moving the Y coordinate to where your finger's at?
Yeah, so it's listening for that pan gesture and doing the math to decide where to put it, right? And so it knows whether I'm going up or down. And
that's cool.
So it's not completely a straight up drag gesture, but very cool stuff. And then of course you can share the address, which will give you directions. So we've integrated that. I believe we use Essentials for that.
Better have. I mean, it's built in.
Right.
Is your requirement for this app to be base vanilla controls, or because that's like the real showcase, right? With a Valve app, I used extremely little things besides stuff that I built, but very little things. So is the goal here to use everything out of the box?
So the goal is to, and I've been a little back and forth on this. I started out saying, how far can we get out of the box? Because we really want to rely upon what we can do, and if it's not there, make it better, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you can custom render it, right?
But the reality is that we have a very rich ecosystem of NuGet packages and library authors and stuff that's actively maintained. So can we bring in Lottie? Can we bring in other NuGets for special needs? Should we be using Skia Sharp? Things like that. And so my feeling is if this is representative of what people are doing today, I think we should go ahead and do it. We have other examples like Tailwind Traders that are more vanilla and just use what Xamarin.Forms provides. So, like I said, I have been back and forth on it, but I think that this is representative of what people can and should do. However, I also think that if we are relying on a NuGet package for something that Xamarin.Forms really ought to do, then as quickly as possible, we should get that thing PR'd, merged, and then replaced.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way to go, right? I think with this scenario is when I build apps, whenever I couldn't do anything, I needed a custom render like the checkbox. I'm just going to go do this and put it in there. I may use this for now, but I want to swap it out later, right? And if it can't do it, but if there's something that's super crazy, custom, ridiculous, doesn't even make sense, right, to do it, then maybe that makes sense to bring in the package. So
yeah, exactly. And so doing this all in the open and doing it in collaboration with people on Twitch. So I think my typical average is around 20 people joining me on Twitch for a 2-hour stint. When we have guests on, sometimes it's a little bit higher. So we'd love to have more people join the Twitch streams. I have the schedule up on my Twitch. I tweet it out. I let you know ahead of time that I'm going to find my pants so that we know that we're going to have a safe and good, comfortable stream.
Yes, please be clothed. Please be clothed.
There is a story behind the "Do you have pants" thing, and if you join the stream, I'd be happy to tell you.
I guess now that you're probably affiliate says you can create an emoticon. It should probably be pants.
Can I really? I'll have to do that. I don't even know what's possible.
Well, now that you're an affiliate, you get one, and then basically you get a bunch of subscribers, which of course you need some sweet emoticons if you're going to get some subscribers. Then you'll get more. You can get up to 3. So.
Gotcha.
That's why in the chat I have my coffee cup and I have my mooch monkey, and then I'm gonna actually have one of the little mots, if you will. We're gonna go with the little mots. Yeah, this is cool. Look at this puppy. I saw this was built live like a few days ago.
Built live on Tuesday with Jean-Marie Alfonsi from Paris.
Cool.
And he joined me for a 2-hour stream, and we kind of, I think saying pair programming is probably selling it a little bit too much, that I contributed anything of value from a code standpoint. But I basically host, and all you need to do if you're interested in doing this is just Skype in, and I host you. I do all the hard work to make it Twitch ready, and we just go walk through the code and build something. We can build just a feature of a screen, or we can build the whole screen. So this is what Jean-Marie did. You can see that, well, I need to hide the software keyboard because we haven't put in the scroll view yet.
Yep.
Which we will do. And so this is kind of funny. So the way in which we get the collection view to scroll this way, I want to get it all the way to scrolling so that we can actually see it. I guess if I had populated more messages, I would have had that ready to go. So the thing is I tweeted this the other day that he has this little, I didn't call it a dirty hack, but he has this little trick where he does a 180. So basically he takes the list view, he flips it 180 vertically and then flips it 180 horizontally.
Oh, that's dirty. That's dirty.
It works.
That's crazy.
But this is one of those. That's why you can see the scroll bar on the left as opposed to on the right.
Oh.
So the thing is that like just going through this exercise, now we are thinking to ourselves, how is collection view going to handle a reverse scroll? Probably needs a property for it. Probably needs a setting, right? So now we know through this exercise what collection view could do better. Similarly, why am I seeing a scroll bar? I don't want to see the scroll bar. I want that thing to go away in some cases.
Yeah.
So I should be able to have the scroll bar visibility, which is a property that's available on other scrolling views.
Yeah.
So this, for me, from a product standpoint, is awesome. This is also a scrolling collection view up there. So
let's see. iRule in the chat asks about that thing down there. Open up your app again. Open up the Zappy here. So is that message on the bottom? Is that what's going on there? Is that a frame plus an entry plus a icon, or what's going on down there?
It is. So it's a frame with an entry in it and a font icon image button.
Oh, cool. And then they were asking if it was longer, if it could be an editor. I guess you could, if you wanted to grow. Yeah.
So you can get it to auto size. There's all manner of things that you could do for the UX that you want. Hey, C. Morton, thanks for joining.
Yep.
So the awesome thing is it's all on my GitHub. So if you just go to David Ortinau /Zappy, it's all open source, being developed in the open. Feel free to go up there and find it. Feel free to go up there, find it, and tell me all the horrible things that I should not have done.
Very cool. Yeah, I want to do a crossover show. Maybe Friday we'll do something. I'm in debates on Friday on my stream if I'm gonna work on Zappy, Housekeeping or am I just gonna work on my build demo? Like here, I'm gonna build my build demo live before build and finish it. So I gotta get to work on that thing. I got time.
Yeah. As do I.
Yeah.
If you want to see the development with Jean-Marie, it's right here. If you just go to my Twitch and then videos, and then similarly, Steven is down here. Where is Steven? Steven. Where'd you go, Steven? He's on here somewhere.
You got to export those to YouTube. The Twitch. Twitch,
they are. They're on YouTube.
The archive is not the best in the world. They all go away. Yeah.
This is what I call Twitch blindness. When you are streaming and then you're looking directly at something and you just can't see it.
Where is it? I don't understand. So
yeah. So anyway,
Cool.
final call out. If you want to participate or you want to join the stream, I have 3 other people that have contacted me. At any level, if you're comfortable or not, don't worry about it. It's totally low key. Like I said, maybe 20 people show up, so don't feel like it's a big pressure thing.
Nice.
But it's a lot of fun. It's great for me to see your workflow, to see the tools that you like to use in your native environment. And you get to contribute to an open source app, and I'm sure that there will be rewards of some kind. I will look for opportunities to celebrate it and make you famous. So
very cool. I love it. I remember you were doing it, you were building it. I was watching, and I was like, what is the purpose of? I mean, I understood the purpose of it, and then like you started, and then you were doing you actually did the design live too, right? It wasn't just building; you actually designed it live too, right? With our designers.
Yeah, so I worked with Marianne and James Clancy. So Marianne works in the Boston office. Her Twitch handle is the White Space. So I don't know if those Boston streams are still available in her videos.
Hosting us.
She is hosting us.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks like she's been also working on her aspect of the design.
Cool.
And then here's us in Boston down here. So all those videos are still available, it looks like.
Nice.
Awesome. And you can kind of see the design as it's coming together.
There she is in the chat. Hey, how's it going?
Oh yeah, awesome. So definitely check that out and see how it's been coming together, how we talk through things, and how we decide what it needs to look like, or how far away should one button be from another, and why does that matter? And
nice.
All those kinds of developer designer conversations that hopefully we're all having to make sure that our apps are really successful.
Very cool. That's awesome. I love it. Well, we'll post all those links. I believe they should be up. They're already in that aka.ms link that I sent out. They're in the show notes on the YouTube. You can get it later. And of course, we update that on the Channel 9 page too. So in the next few days, so you can always get access to that stuff, or play it back and just zoom in really close on the Edge and Chrome browsers and be like, oh, where was that URL? There you go. Cool. Anything else from you, David?
I'm looking forward to Build next week. I know there's going to be a lot of exciting things happening. As mentioned at the top of the show, I think all of the sessions are live streamed.
Yep.
So definitely check that out. If you are at Build and you would like to talk, either at the booth or you want to grab coffee or anything like that, please let us know. We will have a lot of the program managers there in and around the booth. I have customer conversations already scheduled for several.
Cool.
And would love to, spend some time with you and find out what you're doing. So definitely let us know about that. And look forward to seeing more of you. And please join the Twitch streams. James's stream, my stream, Clancy's got a stream. It's a lot more transparency, openness, very low key. You can come see me fumble and deal with stuff, and sometimes it's not the most entertaining thing, but it's all good fun. We're all in this together. So
nice. Well, let's go ahead and stop sharing your screen, then we'll get David back up on the screen. So the other thing that I wanted to some good comments about kind of similar UI, material controls, and forms, so visual stuff, and I think the Shell stuff does a good job too. Let's see.
I can't see where did Teams go? Teams is, there it is. It's down in the corner.
Oh, down the corner.
Nope.
There it is.
Yep.
Nice. So a few other things before we get out of here. Of course, make sure if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe to the .NET Foundation. You'll get notifications about all the shows that are upcoming. There won't be one next Tuesday because it's Build. So for ASP.NET, but next Thursday should be languages and runtime. But I am going to be, I'm thinking of this idea, David, which is, what if we do a mega .NET community stand-up, right? Because Build's over. What if we just talk about all the stuff in detail? That's my plan. I'm going to pitch it. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a mega one. Well, someone, maybe you on, let's cut the call, people here, just like everybody's on. So many people all talking about the cool things that happen at Build. So if you couldn't go, .NET community stand-up. If you're on Twitch, you can subscribe to the Visual Studio channel and also the .NET Facebook page. We stream there. We stream to all the places, and of course, they're archived on the YouTube page. The other thing I want to talk about before we get out of here, I know that I wanted to give some updates. We gave the monkey updates already. User group leaders have been asking me, like, how do we get more swag? How do we do this stuff? And in general, so a few things. I'm going to head over to my desktop here. This is the .NET Foundation. There's a new board of directors, which is really rad. We talked about that before. One thing I want to talk about is there's this get involved, and then hidden at the bottom, there's this get stuff button. It's hidden down here. But this is a get stuff where you can get apparel and you can also get stickers. So you'll see there's like .NET Bot stickers, .NET Foundation stickers, and there's also like .NET shirts and language shirts that you can order. So if you're like, oh, I just want to buy that stuff, and we don't make money really off it at all. It's just at cost really of what these things cost to make and ship. And also user groups use this store to order swag for different events. But as you can see, there's some missing frameworks here. So I've been working really hard, and hopefully this week or next week, you'll be able to come in and for $4 buy a bundle of Xamarin stickers, Xamagon stickers. Nice. There's a bunch of different designs that we have, or they'll also be part of the sticker pack, which will have everything inside of it. And also the shirt that I'm wearing, the Xamagon shirt, which is right here, will be available in 3 colors, both unisex and women's size. So they'll have the proper cuts for however you like to wear your shirts in general, in all different sizes. They'll be available in, I want to say, green, blue, and dark blue, I believe we have, and all different sizes. So they'll all be on the store there as well. And then user group leaders will be able to get that swag part of the .NET Foundation, which is really cool. So more things planned in the future, but we're going to start there. So I just want to kind of give an update. If you're like, oh man, like I just swap laptops, I'm not going to be at a Xamarin event, $4. Now you got 10 Xamagons. So pretty cool. All right, that's it. I think that's going to do it. David, thank you so much for showing off on there in general. But and I would say the other thing too, you know, some people are like, oh, I got to buy a shirt. Well, no, we still are going to have tons of giveaways and challenges, and we have to. What we do is we use the store for the user groups more than anything. So the opportunity, if you want to pick up a shirt because, you know, you're not around a user group or you don't have anything, you have a way to get one, well, you know, that's fine too. But more than anything, the goal of putting the stuff in the store is actually so user groups get them. So we give them like coupons and things like that, and they order the swag, which is really, really cool. So that's really in general, just in general, so there's all the different stickers and all the different things that are going on, so you can get access to those, which is cool. But like I said, we've been doing all these challenges. We're giving away challenges. I'd be interested if people are interested in shirt giveaways. They're a little bit harder to pick out sizes and things like that, but I think I have a lot of them. I have like several hundred at my desk, so they're sitting there ready to go. So I think maybe the next challenge we'll try to do that, some shirts giveaway. Now that I've spec'd out the monkey pricing for international, I think the shirt should be doable. So maybe the next challenge we'll do some shirts, if that's what, you know, try to do something different. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had shirts with the Xamagon on it to share with people. So I want one. They're
out there. Yeah, get one. And that's going to do it. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTubes, on the Twitch, on the places, all the things. And thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks, David, for showing off the Zappy. And thanks for all the blog contributions, GitHub contributions, all that stuff. So
keep it coming.
Thank you. All right. Cheers. I will talk to everyone next month, or see you at Build.
See ya.
Bye.